Hello and welcome to What Culture Gaming. I'm Josh, joined today by the perennially jet-lagged Rich Hudson, who's finally back from LA, who missed all of the Black Ops 4 news. Rich, why do you do this to me?
I'm sorry.
It's fine, because today we're not actually talking about Black Ops 4, but the next Call of Duty, 2019's Call of Duty, which has received a few leaks recently, courtesy of Charlie Intel and a few other people who say that the next COD is actually Modern Warfare 4.
Brilliant.
Developed by Infinity Ward, because although the Infinity Ward, as we know them today, isn't quite the studio they were back in 2009 and 2007 with Modern Warfare 1 and 2, a lot of the old staff have returned, who jumped ship to Respawn have now returned. Lead designers, lead animators, lead multiplayer design, directors, they've all come back. And that could be for Modern Warfare 4.
That's really interesting, not only like for Modern Warfare 4, but also for the future of Respawn.
Yes,
and what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's really, does that mean that like EA have been poking their fingers into Respawn?
Well, I mean, they've
like
been taken off Titanfall as we know it, because they're currently developing the next Star Wars game.
Okay.
Visceral Games were developing a Star Wars game, and then that one got
did that
canned.
go to Respawn?
That has gone to a different studio, but Respawn were already
okay.
developing their own Star Wars game, which is believed to be a first-person shooter, or
okay.
potentially even a third-person shooter, but that's getting pushed forward, that's got greenlit. That's the one that EA are focusing on at the moment. So why these higher-up developers at Respawn have jumped back to Infinity Ward, I'm not really sure, but there's been quite a few of them. It's interesting either way, though.
That is very strange.
It seems to add credence to the rumour that Modern Warfare 4 is coming.
I mean, that does make sense, even though most of them probably didn't work on Modern Warfare 3.
No, which maybe that's a good thing. For my money, Infinity Ward has sort of gone downhill ever since Modern Warfare 2 shipped, because Modern Warfare 3 was the first one I really dropped off on, and then what was next? Ghosts was not great,
and then it was Infinite Warfare. I keep trying to say Infinity War.
I know, I get tongue-tied every single time. But they've had two efforts now to try and get a sort of new sub-series off the ground, and they've seemingly failed both times.
Yeah.
You know, Ghosts was underwhelming both critically and commercially, as well as Infinity War. Infinity War. They did not make the Avengers tie game. Infinite Warfare, tongue-tied again.
Yeah.
That was also underwhelming. So to see Activision probably looked at that and said, you know what, you've had your chance. You're going back to Modern Warfare, and I think the time is probably right.
Yeah, I mean, since obviously Black Ops 4 is now the longest running, or Black Ops is the longest running sub-series, I doubt this is Infinity Ward going, do you know what, that should be us, really. We started the franchise, we started the series. But I mean, it does make sense. I mean, if Infinity Ward needed to get themselves back on track, going back to Modern Warfare is the best option to have.
Yeah, 100%.
If they did something completely new again, I think because it's them, it'll come with a bit less of a positive reaction. Like with Treyarch, they've got such a dedicated fan base. I mean, Exhibit A. Whatever they do, people will love it. But Infinity Ward have come to this point where I think they're now the developer that will show what they're doing, and people will go, no.
That's what makes this reveal, if it happens, potentially even more interesting, because people haven't really gelled with their previous games. So will that sort of ill will follow them into Modern Warfare 4's announcement? Will they think, oh god, this is going to be another cash grab? Are they going to mess it up, rather than oh my god, it's back?
Maybe. I mean, it might, obviously, because Modern Warfare 3 was still a good title, I think. It was still well received, but obviously compared to the first two, not as much. So maybe this will make people look back at Modern Warfare 3 and think, but that wasn't great.
Wasn't it?
Either that, they'll come back and absolutely, I want to say kill it. That's an Americanism for good. In Britain, it means bad.
Yes.
Either they'll come back and completely smash it and it'll be amazing, or this could be the end of Infinity Ward. I mean, I definitely think that if they naff up this game, Activision might be like, should we really be giving them the reins to Call of Duty every 3 years?
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there, actually. They've had a lot of chances, and I think they've delivered some okay games, but definitely they used to be up here and they've sort of just dwindled, and now
Treyarch are now the favourites, Yeah,
100%. So that's what we think about the next Call of Duty. I know you're all probably just still wondering about Black Ops 4, but either way, I want you to know what you guys think about Modern Warfare 4, and if it's going to be any good, because Infinity Ward, like we've said, don't have the best track record. Either way, I've been Josh.
I've been Rich.
You've been watching What Culture.
Send me your sleep.
Send him your sleep. Bye-bye.